predictions based off of what I know of each of the characters. If JeJaJeJa is going to be able to prove me wrong, he's going to do it right here and right now. We're going right into Game 1 for Why Do Bad Things Happen to Good People versus JeJaJeJa, starting things off on Pokemon Stadium 2.
Yeah, winner goes on, loser gets out. And as we're in top 3, this is best of 5 territory. Yet again, JeJaJeJa trying to start things off and does so very strongly. 55% is the opening gambit. That's never a bad thing, Hangman. And finally, it's going to be bad things. Getting on the board and a suplex right onto the neck, or really the lack thereof. And that's JeJaJeJa thus far looking strong, spacing themselves out wisely and sitting at the ledge. You're trying to play mind games with why do bad things happen to good people. I have seen more foolish endeavors, but not by a lot. And that is why. That is exactly why.
Hey, listen, you swim with the sharks, you always risk getting bitten. That's how it's going to happen. Both of these characters have a lot of opportunity to make any offstage play disastrous, and that's what JeJaJeJa is going to be looking for. Getting that footstool out of any opponent shaking out of inhale can be ruinous for Brawler, given how linear of a vertical recovery he has. And even that final cutter is like a worse-off version of soaring X-Kick. So the opportunity is there for JeJaJeJa to make Waidu have egg on his face. Game 1 in comical fashion and very fast fashion, going to JeJaJeJa.
Oh man, that is yeah. That's more than just egg on the face. That is like the whole, like you got
the whole hen.
Yeah, that's a whole hen. Are you kidding me? That's just diners, drive-ins, and despair for bad things in game number 1, and getting caught with the inhalation a little too often. And it's amazing that we saw it spaced out perfectly for bad things on the ledge there, but that only accounts for one stock. And yeah, taking advantage of the fact that maybe Brawler doesn't have the best recovery on Earth. You definitely have options, but when you get stuff done like that, and especially the footstool at the very end, that's just insult to injury.
But, well, that's the thing. It's the inhale into the footstool. And we're going to be seeing another Mii come out. Mii Gunner, which I know is a very well-practiced Mii from Waidu. I know he played a lot of this character towards the beginning of the pandemic and played an awful lot of the character as the pandemic continued, as Wi-Fi is an excellent stomping ground for the Mii Gunner. And we're already seeing down B revealed and neutral B revealed. The bomb offer a lot of ways to control platforms with little commitment, and the movement options that are available from the charge shot, as well as the reliability in killing, give plenty of opportunity for Waidu to take space away from JeJaJeJa, or at least make him regret poor movement commitments.
See, I'm honestly surprised that we are not seeing the return of Gun Fieri. This is a new character for me. So yeah, I guess I'm trying to come up with a pun for you. Were talking about having the whole hen. Well, he listened. I'll say that.
This is going to be a funny one. As far as matchup-wise, there's just a lot of opportunity for JeJaJeJa to just eat damage that he shouldn't. And especially if JeJaJeJa is going to be jumping without being careful, full charge shot is able to rip asunder any character that thinks the airways are safe against Gunner, because there's tons of ways for this character to litter the skies.
Yeah, but this is beautiful spot dodge there, and really just bad things. His game knowledge in general is going to come so much into play. Neat little combo there as they're going to run straight into the landmine. It's been the bane of JeJaJeJa's existence. Anytime that they've wanted to land or do anything in the air, they're eventually caught by that little blast. It's so subtle but so effective, and right now this is JeJaJeJa scratching their head and trying to figure out how they can solve this Mii Gunner.
Yeah, especially now that we have the up special revealed, there's a lot of ways for Waidu to get into a situation, get really wily at the ledge, and escape with nary a worry. So I am not surprised in the slightest to see this particular loadout and the style of which he's playing this character. I think this Mii Gunner choice was excellent. However, catching a really bad landing, JeJaJeJa is going to be able to take that first stop off of Waidu. But Waidu kind of chilling here. And I especially feel like the more passive play is very smart from Waidu. given that he's just going to be able to slowly rack up that damage, make JeJaJeJa rethink a lot of his movement and landing options as a whole. And this is a type of matchup that can really burn away at a player's stamina pretty quickly. So I'm more curious now to see how JeJaJeJa holds up, win or lose after this game too.
Trying to read a jump there, not finding the mark. Did find success with it, and that's stock number 1 when they used it upon approach. But now, this is Bad Things sitting on the stage, bad intentions in mind. However, JeJaJeJa just runs up and kicks him. Not something you see all that often, but yeah, you got yourself, you set yourself up for that one. Finger looking good, game number 2 for Bad Things, as they are going to go up and tie this thing up at 1.
I actually really like this pick. There's so many little things that make this just not just effective, but annoying too for JeJaJeJa. And I feel like the style of play that we've seen JeJaJeJa commit to in the past several sets and that first game, like, this is a style of play that's now just antithetical. Because Waidu is able to just sort of sit pretty and just provide a ton of ways for JeJaJeJa to take lots of damage. And wherein we've seen JeJaJeJa find a lot of success from extremely explosive play, where stocks are lost regardless of how high or low that percentage is, and it's traded equally between his own losing stocks and his taking those stocks, we're flipping the script on this one completely. Like, this candle burner of a character that Me Gunner is, even if Kirby's able to break the zone, like, he's not going to be able to get a lot because Waidu just has a lot of escape options. And he has pretty respectable burst options as far as damage is concerned, too. Opening up game 3, already 28%. And counting, look at that.
So, okay, maybe you don't have the same sort of, maybe you don't have the same exact game plan, but you definitely have a little bit more better of a recovery now that you know what the up special is. And yeah, it's definitely going to take inhalation and all the other stuff that JeJaJeJa was trying to do over the ledge a little bit further out of play. But at the same time, it's not like you can't catch these things. I feel like the placement of the drill is really going to be tested, especially in these last couple of games, however long this set may go. Jab lock into Smash. Good stuff there to try to even up the score on the board. However, it's Bad Things with stage control. Yet again, it's going to be a matter of controlling the airspace, and thus far, Bad Things not doing all that bad a job doing so. That's going to be a tilt, taking stock number 1.
And therein lies another factor of Me Gunner that I was just waiting for. We see the ability of this character to kill easily, which is going to help with surmounting those opportunities that JeJaJeJa finds once we're off stage. Because yes, Gunner can actually do something with all of that damage that the character racks up over a slow period of time. Up smash catching at ridiculous angles, up tilt a very reliable kill option, almost like a worse off version of Snake's up tilt. Couple that in with down smash being incredibly quick and safe, down tilt itself being able to kill, and all of a sudden you have yourself a character who builds damage and kills in one of the more esoteric ways that we can see a character do so in Ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, it's, just about the same amount of startup, isn't it, that up tilt? Maybe just a little less powerful, but not by a lot, because you are getting popped with that gun. It's bound to be just a little bit powerful, but speaking of powerful, that up smash, you want to get caught jumping out against Me Gunner, that is never a fun proposition.
Yeah, no, that attack will catch you from the front, from the top, from the back. Like, it's honestly criminal how effective that up smash is, but can't deny that this character needs it, because Me Gunner definitely has his faults of his own, which I'm eager to see if JeJaJeJa is able to pick up on, because we've only really seen a couple of situations here and there where JeJaJeJa is really able to make up this damage deficit, and outside of some wary off-stage play where JeJaJeJa has been able to capitalize and get down there to kill, JeJaJeJa has been sort of, been given the runaround here in this matchup.
And yeah, that thing picks up and takes out so quickly. I mean, that is just what else is there to say?
This was not a fun time. Unless your name is Waidu, it's not a fun time.
You're talking about how effective this character is, and I'm guessing you're liking the character pick for certain, but what is it that makes Mii Gunner so effective? Because you were talking about Wii Fit not being a good selection because there are characters that can maybe zone you out and also hit Kirby. Well, Mii Gunner's been hitting Kirby quite a bit.
So I feel like the difference isn't just the fact that Kirby is good against zoners, it's more how the zoner controls that space. And in general, I feel like Mii Gunner does a very good job of controlling space that isn't like Devi to one style. Like, we're seeing the way that Waidu moves around the stage, we're seeing the way that Waidu is placing projectiles, and it's all low angled. Take note of how the bomb sits low, how that fire from the side B arcs downwards, how the charge shot itself sits very low. These are all ways. Oh, is he going to die for it, though? No, he's not. Excellent start from JeJaJeJa.
Yeah.
Like, JeJaJeJa needs to take advantage of these situations where he breaks the zone, gets him off stage, because if you've recognized, none of these projectiles actually cover from the top. There is no safety from above. Waidu is safe as long as he's able to move from high or laterally, which is why we see his up B always snake in a direction where he's moving in from the side. If it's from straight above, though, JeJaJeJa completely takes control, and we start to see that style of play that brought him to losers finals to begin with.
JeJaJeJa's going to be made to get creative with their recovery, as we saw just there, and certainly with their offensive measures as well. There was a point that was brought up to me in a conversation with Bonk, and is that Meta Knight is literally just Kirby without a mask. And you can tell because it really just takes one combo to all of a sudden get you into a killing position. Maybe the path with Kirby isn't quite as clear, but if you get grabbed, even if it is from center stage, it doesn't matter who you are, you might be in a world of trouble. Certainly Mii Gunner, no exception to that very, very, I would say, consequential rule, as that recovery is not going to pay dividends for bad things that time, as they were taken down to their last stock of this game game 4, excuse me.
Yeah, I feel like I've spent a lot of time talking up the positives of Mii Gunner, building him up as this insurmountable mobile fortress, but that is not to say that this character is phenomenal in any shape or form when it comes to what zoners have to offer. There is a lot of glaring faults with this character in that the movement options themselves are very committal, and they are very easy to respond to for really any style of character in this game, and now we're starting to see JeJaJeJa recognize those patterns and take advantage of them. Where that second stock that Waidu had faltered because he was forced to maneuver around Stone Kirby, and where JeJaJeJa placed himself, and the fact that we've already seen JeJaJeJa go for his dare kill. Now sitting on last stock, and, rematch opportunity here for Waidu. I'm curious to see what happens, because JeJaJeJa's starting to catch on to this tricky character, and he's running out of tricks of his own.
I mean, the question is, if you're JeJaJeJa, you've been caught already just kind of hitting this thing's shield, but it's going to be the Nair that gives them the stage control. How they finish this up, they were looking for the drill to try to finish it off, and again, that placement was always going to be tested. Got a big beam waiting in the future if JeJaJeJa's not careful. Going to have to see it looms large, as Bad Things will be looking for a spot in Grand Finals if they can take it here, despite the efforts of JeJaJeJa to bring this back, and admirably so, in this game number 4. Looking for a spot in game 5. Not going to find it just yet. Taking their time, and the shot comes through and finds the mark. Bad Things, a bullseye in midair, and they are going to Grands.
A questionable character switch to some, but played out excellently. Waidu showcasing power with not just Brawler, but Gunner as well with these Miis.
And it's not like JeJaJeJa didn't eventually start to figure it out. Certainly, the indication on that stock number 1 was that JeJaJeJa had this well in hand, literally off of that grab. But just Bad Things keeping it close and finding their way. And that rematch now that you were asking for at the end of Winners Final, well, your wish came true, as beautiful placement of that neutral B, the charge shot, right into the face of JeJaJeJa, obliterating any chance of a comeback. And though JeJaJeJa certainly made some adjustments, perhaps deserving of a win and a chance at a game number 5, but bad things just keeping it too close for too long, and you cannot leave doors open for our man Zach like that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's just the way it goes. We were talking up this idea of, being prepared for matchups, how many different matchups there are in this game, and, matchups, how important are they to really know? The Mii's especially are kind of character that, in general, are just not common. Most people think they're kind of dumb. Most people think they clash with the style of Smash as a whole. Most people don't like the fact that they could have different specials, and, if those specials actually have a handle on changing how a character is played. And I feel like this further the notion where, like, if you're not prepared, if you don't know what you're fighting, then you're already fighting a losing battle. And the Mii's as a whole, like, they can change pretty heavily based off of what specials they hold, but, like, it's on you to know what those changes actually mean and how big of a difference they actually make. Because if you don't know how those specials will fundamentally change the character, or what the normals do as a whole, then you're just sort of fighting in the dark.